Right now, that happened, like I said, last November. I went through some classes and I finished the classes around January of this year. And for the next 3 months, I just, was trying to find ways to get grants and things, because I'd always heard you could get grants. It's easy, go get them, this type thing. And when I went to go and get the grants, I started finding out all of these requirements that you needed as a nonprofit, not just incorporation and things like that, but incorporation, 501c3. A lot of grants want you to be in service for 2 years or make over $100,000. And I saw all of these requirements that I wasn't meeting. So I said, okay, well, I'm still going to try for this, not going to stop, but I have to find another way, and I have to get my paperwork in order. So I went back to GCN and I said, okay, can y'all give me a checklist? They said, yes, we have a checklist of everything you need to do in order for your nonprofit to even qualify for any grants, even the smaller ones. So, okay, I went to the checklist and I said, okay, I have to save up my money. It took me about 2 months at that time to save up enough money to do, everything I needed to do in corporation, which happened in April, 501c3, which I filed also at the end of April, getting the bank account set up, getting checks, getting, business cards and things like that, learning about the different business licenses, because I didn't know that every county has their specific, regulations or requirements. So I went through finding out all of that information. And then finally, and all of that started happening between April, May, June, and then in July, I sold my first product. I went online to Zazzle.com and made t-shirts, and I started selling those t-shirts off of the design that I made, and they were really selling. So I said, okay, this is income, but I need to do more. If I'm going to get it to the point where I can really help people, I need more than $200 or $300 a month.
Okay.
So I went out, I kept teaching, I kept doing the GED testing at the library, and it got bigger and bigger to the point where I couldn't afford to, let everyone test while they were in the class. I would have to split it up and say, okay, 3 can go now, 3 can go later, and I kind of felt bad about that because I felt like I was pushing it behind as well as their progress. So I said, okay, I need to make more money. So I went out in the beginning of August, first week of August. I'll never forget it because it was something that I was not prepared for. But I went out and I said, I'm going to hold up this sign and I'm going to stand out here and talk to people about what I'm doing, because I have to get the awareness out and I have to let people know, hey, this is what we're doing. Otherwise, they'll never know. I can email everybody, but they don't take you seriously unless, your presentation looks good, your folders and your website and things like that. So I went ahead, went out there on the street, started talking to people, went out there with a handmade sign, believe you or not, with some family pictures on it. And that day, I probably talked to about 20 people an hour. And for every person I talked to, they said, okay, you're so passionate. I want to be a part of this. And they would give me $1 and I would give them a card, something they could take with them, but would also direct them back to our website to get the views on our website up and get them, caught up so that we can send them the newsletters and just get them more involved to bring them in to what we were doing. So I did that and I started doing it every day. I had to do it every day because it was to the point where with so many people, I need assistance. I need to save my house. I can't feed my kids. My kids have no clothes. So I went out and I did all of these things on my own, just out fundraising every day, no help. And so finally I said, okay, it has to be another way. It has to be something else I can do other than standing outside, because I don't get any paperwork done. And with a nonprofit, it is about paperwork. Every quarter you have to turn in paperwork. You have to keep track of your volunteers, the hours they work, the donations. But I wasn't able to do that because I was always outside fundraising. So I said, okay, well, I can't afford to hire anybody right now, but I'm going to use everything that I have and I'm going to get it done. So after that, that was probably the last week of August. I said, okay, find some other ways. So I looked and I was selling t-shirts. I'm fundraising, but I got to be able to do paperwork. So then I tried to find the balance of setting a schedule. Okay, I fundraise in the afternoon, and in the morning time, I go and do my paperwork. And it started to work, but it still was not there because I still have a family that, I had to take care of. So at that point, I said, okay, what else can I do? What else can I do?
Okay, I'm going to stop you right there because I know YouTube, I can only record for up to. Stay tuned for part 2.